Hi everyone, my name is David Estrin, and my passion is memory. As far back as I can remember, my grandparents told me stories, and all four of my grandparents were survivors of the Holocaust. In 2004, that's when things really changed. As you can tell, things were going pretty well. And that was my bar mitzvah year, that's why it's converted. Thanks Mom and Dad. But really, a few months later, I found myself in a concentration camp for the first time. My grandpa's camp, Mauthausen. And that was a big day in my life. It really awakened my conscience and soul in a way that I never could have imagined. That day, my grandfather told me the story of how his father was murdered in front of his eyes, and I had just had my bar mitzvah, so I was supposed to be a man, right? Yet here I was, the guy, my hero. My grandfather was breaking down in front of me before my eyes. And also, there was a list that I found that had his name on it, as well as my great-grandfather's name on it. And to think that, there was a man that had the power of life and death over my entire family with just maybe a stroke of a pen. So, but that day wasn't all sadness, because my grandfather said that this was the greatest day of his life. It was the greatest achievement that he ever could have imagined. Why? Well, sure, he shared his pain and he shared his story, but he also shared his triumph, that he returned to Mauthausen a survivor, an American, and a grandfather with his entire family who would hear his story and now be able to pass it on from generation to generation. That day, he sparked a fire in me which would gradually reveal my responsibility to fulfill the promises of never forget and never again for all people in the world. So unfortunately, my grandfather passed away in 2012, but that was a time when I realized that I had to take my fire and share it with the world and combine it with others in a way that might make it universal and eternal. And so, the Coalition for Preserving Memory was born. And for the... It's not just going to make me run over time, guys. So over the past 4 years, students and faculty at Duke have gone together to read names of genocide victims from a variety of different genocides. And by doing so, we've been able to give voice to the voiceless, both past and present. We've been able to breathe new life into memories of thousands of victims of genocide, and also compel our political leaders to give folks who are coming from communities that have been affected by genocide the right to justice, to memory, and to healing. And so, I graduated Duke in 2013, I put CPM on the back burner, I joined a really cool, great, big consulting firm, but what I'm doing is cool, okay? But I still won't be around. Okay, anyways, I hope this doesn't go anywhere. Basically, I realized that for me to look back on life like my grandfather did and be as proud with the life that I lived, I need to get back to what truly matters. And so I decided to join the Passion Co., and I got the support that I needed to fulfill the global and founding vision of the Coalition for Preserving Memory. And that is a single day where everyone around the world, students and folks in a variety of communities, are going to read names of victims of genocide using this hashtag #TogetherRemember. And so through the Passion Project, I was able to launch my website, our blog, our social media presence. Today is like day one, so it's awesome. But also in the past 5 weeks, I've applied, or I'm just about done applying to a Fulbright in partnership with National Geographic. That's going to allow me to go to Armenia, Cambodia, and Rwanda, communities that have been affected by genocide. I'm going to learn from these communities and try to tell stories using digital media in a really cool and profound way, and get folks all over the world to speak about it and to do something. So tonight, actually, we're videotaping this, and I'll be sending this video to the folks that are going to review my application. And Nat Geo's demographic is very much millennial on Instagram and online. So I figured, well, why don't I ask you guys? I think y'all are millennials, so what do you think? Would you want to follow my story? Yeah! Thank you. Cool. So I just want to leave you with a couple of final thoughts. Elie Wiesel once said, "Memory can be a graveyard, but it can also be the true kingdom of man. The choice is before humanity." And so at CPM, we made our choice. We say, together we remember humanity at its worst, to inspire humanity at its best. And tonight, I want to invite you guys to be founding voices in this movement. Come check out our Instagram photo booth where you'll be able to grab a ribbon. I'm wearing a ribbon commemorating the Indonesian genocide. There are 10 other genocides that you can, or 9 other genocides that you could wear ribbons representing. You could take a photo and it'll be shared on our website and on the internet. It'll be awesome. And then one final thought, I just want to say that this event, this community, all these passion projects and support I've gotten, this to me is truly the epitome of what humanity at its best looks like. So thank you guys.
Thank you.